let me say something that might sting a little. Your love means nothing if you're broke. Not because love isn't powerful, but because love doesn't pay rent, it doesn't feed your kids, and it doesn't keep your girl safe. You can have the purest heart, but if your life is in chaos, your relationship will be too. So in this video, I want to talk about a few topics about love and how it doesn't really mean much if you're broke, especially if you're a man. That's the unfortunate reality and the reality of life and just the truth of life and being a man. So the first thing I want to talk about is love is emotional. Life is practical. What I mean by that is she, meaning your girlfriend, your wife, whoever, she might love you with all her heart. But when the bills keep coming and the lights are off, that love starts to hurt. Not because she's shallow, but because reality doesn't care about feelings. And I've talked about this a little bit on my channel in about certain different other topics, but at the end of the day, love can only get you so far. You know, for those of you watching, if you have like a current girlfriend that you live with or a wife, maybe you have kids, if you decided to just, quit your job or quit however you're making your livelihood, and you just wanted to just stop doing everything and just bed rot every day, right? And stop bringing in money, chances are your girl's going to leave you. Matter of fact, she will leave you, right? Because that's practical. Even though you can still love her the same, but if you don't have anything to give, your love means nothing. And that's the reality of it. The only people that are loved unconditionally is women, children, and if you want to throw dogs in there, sure. But yeah, men are loved under the condition they can provide. So yes, if you have no money, you can't do anything, right? If that makes sense to you, you need to have some sort of money, because in life anything can happen. And if you're not capable of having to relocate or maybe switch your kid out of school, maybe your kid goes to public school and you need to put them in private school, but you can't do it because you don't have the funds to do it, or maybe you have to switch states, switch cities for whatever reason, and you can't do that. And that'll bring me to my next point, is pressure kills peace. So this is kind of circling around the first topic, but things happen, emergencies happen, whether it's health, whether it's freak accidents. A lot of times, everything in this world costs money. So whether it's you, your wife, girlfriend, your kids, if they need some type of medical procedure and you can't afford it, all love from a man is tied to what he can provide. And you can only provide so much without money, because financial stress is one of the fastest ways to ruin a good thing. That you start to fight more, and that it snowballs. Financial stress is the number one thing that kills marriages. Money problems, fights about money. Those things kills relationships. You start to fight more, and then on result of that, you start to feel like a failure, especially as a man, if you know that you're not providing enough financially. And then on the flip side, how she feels, she starts to worry. She doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel that, one little thing can happen and we're homeless. One little thing can happen and we might not be able to, get food, or, she might start to feel stagnant, especially if you don't have any type of ambition to move up in life and move on to better things. If you just want to stay put and she's not happy where you guys are at now, she's going to start to worry. And love can't grow if you're living paycheck to paycheck and being in constant survival mode. So the next topic I want to talk about is masculine love. Masculine love includes provision, protection, and purpose. The 3 Ps. So being a man in love isn't just about holding her hand. It's about building something she can feel safe inside. So, and now, I'm not saying you have to be rich by any means, right? That's not practical. Everyone in this world, unfortunately, can't be rich. I think you should always try to make as much money as possible, given your situation, your scenario. Too much money is never going to hurt you, and in 99% of situations and scenarios, money will always make things better. It's just nice to go through life and not having to, coupon and worry about the grocery bill every time you're getting groceries and all that type of stuff. And, your girl going out and worrying about, can she get this dress? Can she get this pair of shoes? Can she get the Whole Food grocery store, whatever, the gluten-free stuff that costs a little bit more, but it's more healthy. She doesn't have to worry about those things. But you do have to be responsible. And like I said, it doesn't always have to be rich, but you just need to be capable in being able to provide some sort of substance. The next thing will be you'll resent yourself if you can't provide. Every man they try to, I'm not going to say every man, but some of them will kind of just, they won't think it's a big deal. Like, they'll just kind of talk themselves into, oh, we're fine where we're at. And that can be true. But even if your girl agrees with you, even if she stays by your side, you're still going to feel the weight. You're still going to feel the pressure of knowing that you could be doing more, that you could be providing more and a better life for your wife, girlfriend, and kids, if you have kids, if you want to have a family, all those things. No man feels good watching his woman struggle when he knows he could have done more, especially if she has to work a job that she hates. Like, imagine that you guys are just getting by and you deal with all the stress that you deal with at your job, and then you have to come home and she deals with her stress, and that's going to go on you. If your wife, your girlfriend, whether you guys live together or not, if she hates her job, you're going to hear about it every day. And not only you feel like you're not doing enough or you could be doing more, you have to also kind of be there for her and be like her emotional support, her rock. You have to do that, anyways. But for her to hate her job that she has to go to every day just to be able to get by, just to pay the bills, to help you out and to help you guys out, it's going to be much more of a headache. I promise you. You're better off going the extra mile, making that extra bit of money, sacrificing some of your free time to do that. So she doesn't have. There's nothing wrong with your girlfriend or wife working, but have it be something that she actually wants to do and she enjoys doing. Because if she feels trapped or stressed and pressured to have to stay at this job, even if she hates it, because you guys will go homeless if she doesn't bring in that money, it's not good for either one of you guys. And it's definitely not good for the relationship, as it will put a strain on it as time goes in your guys' relationship. So, last thing I want to just talk about is, listen, leveling up is love too. And I think as a man, that's one of the best ways you can show your love. Getting your money right, fixing your habits, focusing on discipline. That's not selfish. That's how you protect your love. That's how you lead. Because as I said earlier, men are only loved under the conditions that they can provide. And you can love someone with all your heart, but if you can't provide for them, if you're coming up short, if you're not bringing enough to the table, it doesn't matter. And yes, she might stay with you, but she's gonna get tired of it eventually. And she might not even say it, but little things, little signs you will pick up on, and don't ignore them. Because I'm telling you, if your girl will know if you could be doing more and you're not. So again, leveling up is a great way to show love. And regardless, don't even look at it for that reason. Look at it for yourself. You know, yourself will be proud of you, and it'll be easier to love yourself when you look in the mirror and you see yourself leveling up and doing things and accomplishing things that you never thought you could do. So don't fall for the lie that love is all you need. I know that's a big popular thing. Oh, you know, as long as the person makes you feel happy and your love, it's more than that. Love matters, but leadership matters more. Get stable, get focused, then give her your love with strength behind it. That's the kind of man she can build with, and more importantly, that's the kind of man you can be proud of. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something from it. Please leave your comments, thoughts, feedback in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.